Hello. This video is going to be about trial classes. Somebody has asked me if I had any tips or tricks. So I've been wanting to make this video and I just figured I'd use that as the little bit of a push that I needed. So my trial classes were about a month ago, so I don't remember everything in detail, but I'll just try to go through what I do remember, and hopefully this video won't be as long as the other ones. So trial classes. When I finished my demo interview 2, the instructor trainer she scheduled me for 4 trial classes. 2 were on like a Monday, and 2 were on a Thursday or Tuesday, Thursday, somewhere like that. Um, so the first 2 that I had on, let's just say Tuesday, were scheduled, and I had about a weekend to prepare because I think my demo interview 2 was on a Friday. Anyway, so about 2 days to prepare. And so my first piece of advice for trial classes would be to prepare. To definitely go through your I think they'll normally schedule you for 2. That's kind of what I've been seeing, 2 at a time, back to back. So go through each class and look at each little bubble, each little game, each activity, and write down on a piece of paper in a notebook or something exactly what you're going to say, exactly what you're going to ask the students, when you're going to use the highlighter, when you're going to use the spotlight feature. You know, prepare for these classes. There's no such thing as being too prepared in this case because you'll never know what's going to happen in your trial classes, as far as maybe the kids are going to be talking a lot. Maybe they're going to be like, very advanced, or maybe they're going to be less advanced. So you have to prepare for either case. Write down what are you going to do if the kid's not answering you? Like, what can you use to get them a little bit more excited? Or what are you going to do if the kid's just like, because you will have those. Just prepare, prepare, prepare. How can you better prepare? Like I said, just write everything down. I don't think I have my notebook anymore. I'm so proud of myself. About it's been about 2 weeks. I got rid of the notebook. I don't have to. I'm not sitting there writing everything down anymore. That's how I used to do it, and then it started dwindling, like one sentence for this slide. What am I gonna say? Now I just log in like 20 minutes before, look through, and I'm like, I got it. So you will get there. Don't worry, you'll get there. You're not gonna be spending 2 hours every class like I was preparing for it. So, anyways, yeah, just go through and figure out, like, this is what I'm gonna highlight. This is what I'm gonna ask. Figure out what you want to ask the kids. Look at the like the objective of the little activity, like what they want you to get out of this little activity, and write down the questions you're going to ask or what you want the kids to say to achieve that objective. Sometimes the objective that they're asking for, or the reference off to the side, doesn't really make sense. Like, it doesn't really fit. I've had that happen to me quite a few times where you're like, huh? Like, how does this slide relate to what you want me to do? It just doesn't really mesh. So if that's the case, just kind of use common sense. Like, out of the slide that you have, what can you get out of it? Like, how does it relate to everything else, to the whole, to the lesson as a whole, and kind of just ignore the objective. But if it does relate directly to the slide, then definitely use that. Again, when it comes to the interfaces, when the teacher interface looks different than the student interface, um, definitely make sure you know that, especially for the trial classes, because the instructor, trainer person does go back and watch them. So know that, because especially if you, like I did, struggled with that a little bit in the interview, not knowing, they'll be looking for that. So make sure you know when the interfaces are different. Write it down. Like I had mine highlighted with like a big star, like different interfaces, slide 5. So just go through and also practice as if you're talking to the kids. Every time you go and like, this is what I'm gonna say. Don't just say, okay, I'm gonna ask, can you say red? Like practice it. Even if you look dumb, like, can you say red? And like, wait, like actually practice, because I'm telling you, it happened to me. There was probably a moment in the trial classes where I like blacked out. I like blacked out and it was like a blur. I don't know what happened. It was all just like going so fast and I was overwhelmed. Um, but at least if you practice, it's kind of like muscle memory at that point. You're like, oh yeah, I remember what I was going to do. I remember what I was going to say. Okay. So practice like that. Speaking to the overwhelming part, uh, the trial class, my first 2 trial classes, I had 4 kids in both, like that, like back to back, 4 kids. So it can be a little overwhelming, especially if you're not used to it. Just having 4 kids talking at you at one time. So again, if you're prepared, it will definitely help you with the overwhelming nervous feeling. Like, because if you go in there without really studying, you're not going to do good. You are not going to do good. You definitely need to practice. Now, another thing I would highly suggest, that something that I did, not only like what are you going to ask and what are you going to say, but what time do you want to be on this game? What time do you want to be on the next slide? What time do you want to be on this thing? Look at how many little bubbles, because sometimes there's 10, sometimes there's 12, and you're supposed to finish in 28 minutes the lesson, and then the last 2 minutes are spent on, the celebration. So, like, find the middle slide and say, okay, at 14 minutes, I need to be here. And then, on slide 1, I want to be done in 2 minutes. On slide 5, I want to be done by the 6th minute, whatever, however it works out. Like, write out how you're planning on pacing it, because you will go over. I think it's easier to go over than it's easier to go under. At least that's my experience. Maybe that's because I have them repeat a lot. So sometimes kids are slower. So you're like, can you say red? And some kids are like, red. Good. Next kid, can you say red? And sometimes that kid's like, red, red. Just takes a long time. So, anyways, plan it out and pace it. What you can do is, if you notice like this game, this little activity can take, a minute. Okay, well then you can allow for a longer time on a certain other slide where it's more talking. So pace it out. Plan it and pace it and write it. Plan it and pace it and write it and rehearse it. Sorry, I'm not that funny. Anyways, so do that, because it will definitely help you. So after my first 2 trial classes, it was like Wednesday evening or something. I still hadn't heard back from the instructor, so I sent her a message and I said, I mean, I'm thinking like, okay, she scheduled me for 4, so there's still the 2 on Thursday are still there, so I'm assuming I passed the first 2, but they say they're gonna give you feedback on the first 2, and I hadn't received feedback, so I was like, hi, just can't wait for you to tell me how I did. And what she told me that I needed to improve was, oh shoot, what did she say? Oh, the first screen, before you even start the lesson, when you first log in, you're saying hi to everybody. Make it a little more fun. So I think I said in a previous video, I draw a flower, a sun, and a tree, and rains, usually. Because all I did the first 2 trial classes was like put on the masks for them, like, oh, here's a mask, here's a mask, here's a mask. Now I make it more interactive, like, hey everyone, we're gonna play a game. Or mostly I just play that game, the drawing game. So anyways, the drawing guessing game, I guess you could call it. So I do that. So she said to make that a little more interactive. And then, oh gosh, I don't remember what she said. Something probably about, hold on, give me a second. I don't know how to edit really, so what did she say? Hurry, think. I don't remember. I think it was probably something about like when you're trying to get the kids to say things instead of just saying it the exact same way like every single time. Like, can you say butterfly? Good. Butterfly, butterfly, butterfly. Anyways, you can try to change it. Like, can you like what I do now is I'll have them say it slow. Like, can you say butterfly? And then they say butterfly. And then can you say butterfly? Butterfly. Anyway, so just try to change it up. Get them a little more engaged. Or what I say is like, okay, shh. Can you say butterfly? And then they get all really close. Butterfly. Can you say butterfly? Anyways, just try to make it fun. I'm pretty sure it was something about that. A little bit more, not as monotone, I guess. A little bit more like, But again, when it's your first two trial classes or even the first couple of classes, you're not really focused on like being, I mean, yes, you're trying to be animated, but you're focused on like teaching the lesson. Like that's where your mind is. Like, I need to get these kids to say this and I need to get them to say that, and I'm going to ask this, I'm going to ask that. So as you get more comfortable, and I'm sure the instructors know that, but as you definitely get more comfortable, now it's not just about like, I mean, yes, it's teaching the lesson, but it's what else can I add to it? What else can I bring to it instead of just like, because that's how at least I felt with the first couple classes. Like, I'm supposed to get you to say this word. So you're going to say this word. Just kidding. I mean, yes, you still get them to say the word definitely, but you're not as stressed, so you feel a little more at ease to be like, hey, can you say red instead of like red? So that's just me. Anyways, so I think that's about it. So just prepare, practice, pace, and I can't think of another P word, and have fun. So if you prepare, you won't be stressed, you won't feel as nervous, you won't be as overwhelmed. I also just want to say to anybody who hasn't applied yet, I did make another video where I would definitely like to help you become a Qkids teacher, because this is the best job ever. It's easy and it's fun and you love it. And I just noticed my shirt has holes in it. I wore this shirt to teach a class, but I had like a sweater over it. So, yeah. That's another awesome thing about working here. I have this like one. I think I've worn it in two videos. I've only made like 4 videos and I've worn the same thing twice. It's like a denim vest thing. I love that because I just throw it on top of whatever I'm wearing and it looks good. So in the morning when I'm barely waking up, I'm like, just where's my vest and throw it on. Okay, teach a class. So anyways, yeah. I made a video if you want to go check it out. If you use my referral link, I would be so happy to help you in any way that you need help going through like the demo interviews or the trial classes. So go check it out. And all right, well, I think my next video I'm going to try to make it about just teaching tips, like the tags that you get, the feedback from the parents, like how to kind of boost those up, because I tend to get a decent amount of good feedback, like a lot of the green tags, like if for one class I get like a lot of the green tags and then a lot of like ×5 ×4. So I think I kind of know what I'm talking about. I hope so. So I would like to make a video about that just to kind of help anybody out if they need to kind of boost their parent feedback. So, this video is still long. Darn it! Anyways, okay, well, sorry this video is so long. But I will talk to y'all later. And again, just practice, prepare, and pace yourself. All right. Bye.